Inner Quest explores various pathways through which you can connect with the infinite wisdom of the universe and apply it to personal, professional, and spiritual growth. This program, featuring accomplished practitioners, educators, and authors, is provided by Infinity Foundation, an innovative center for holistic studies and research. We invite you to share this journey with us.
Hello, welcome to Inner Quest. My name is Jay Stone, your host for today, and our guest today is Marian McNair. Welcome, Marian.
Thank you.
Marian has worked with sound and vibrational healing for over 18 years. She uses the tones of the crystal balls in harmony with her voice and her natural intuitive knowledge of sound to create an atmosphere of love and calm. This environment nurtures tranquility in which every cell and molecule in the body promotes true vibrational healing. Marian, can you tell our audience what sound healing is?
Yes, sound healing is very ancient, and it's been used for thousands of years. Tibetans use it for chanting. The Benedictine monks chant. Sound has been used in all forms of religious activities, and the sound really creates a different state of peace. So it helps us to meditate using sound, brings us down into that meditative state.
Well, I know people listen to music, you know, they're in a
Right.
certain mood for maybe classical or
Right.
jazz or rock, or music makes people remember relationships.
Right.
Is there any scientific basis for sound healing?
Yes, there've been a lot of studies done. Campbell has studied. There've been a variety of studies that include
Oh, Campbell, the Mozart effect.
the Mozart effect.
Yeah.
So he studied sound, but there are scientific studies that relate to sound, and in particular this type of healing. Using the crystal bowls, it slows your heart rate, your pulse rate lowers, so all of those things that the natural meditative state, the alpha state.
Mm-hmm.
So for learning, it's also really wonderful for that.
Okay. Now, you have different crystals, are these?
Right, crystal bowls, right?
And why have different ones? Is there one play a particular sound versus another?
Well, that's a great question, Jay. Actually, when I do a group, I use very big bowls, but tonight I didn't happen to bring in these really huge bowls, but they come in all different sizes. They're different keys. This one in particular is the F bowl, and when I work with people, I tap this and put it over their chest so they can feel the vibration of the sound. And as you hear, the sound carries, it resonates a lot.
And now you mentioned the F key and putting it on the chest.
Right.
Do different sounds vibrate with different regions of the body?
Yes, absolutely. So it's based on the chakra system. So the C for your root chakra, happens to be a C. Mm-hmm. And if you had a very big bowl, it would be a deeper C. And then D, solar plexus, E, solar plexus, D, sacrum, and sexual organs, and then on up, the F, the G, the A, and the B. So.
And so, could you use this crystal sounds the bowls produce for meditation?
Absolutely.
To align the chakras?
Yes, absolutely. It's a great way to do that. And if the client is in a relaxed state, where they're lying down perhaps and they're supported with yoga bolsters, they're able to really feel the sound through the sound waves coming through them.
Now, I've had the good fortune of interviewing Richard Rudis. Do you know him?
Yes.
Well, he does the gong path.
Mm-hmm.
And I got one of his CDs and I listened to it at home. But I have to say, being in the room of a gong is much more powerful than listening to on a CD. And I'm sure that, do you have CDs for your crystal balls?
I do. I have several of them, and I'm always doing more. I'm always working on more, but each time is different. So for each person that's in the room, or if there is a group, absolutely it's a different effect. And when live is always better.
Right. If you
Yeah.
can't have live,
Right.
well then.
Right.
And how long does it take to learn how to use these? Is it real difficult to learn?
No, I think it looks easier than it really is, because obviously you're dealing with harmonics and chording, and you can't play these very loudly, because if they're spaced too closely together and they're played, they can explode, and I've actually had that happen, not because they were placed too closely together, but that's another story. But they can, you know, they're sensitive instruments. They're made of crystal.
Okay. And are they expensive?
Yes, they are. They are expensive.
What do the price ranges?
Oh, you know, roughly $400 each.
And is there local stores you can buy it from, or you have to get it over the internet?
There are different ways to do it, and I would say that for somebody who was really interested in getting it, it's better, if you don't know, to listen and do it in person. And that's, now I know what I want, but they do come in sets. These come in chakra sets, so you can just order these kind in chakra sets, or even small ones, so that you get the whole chakra.
Now, before the show, I asked you if you did a sound clearing, and our
Right.
audience may not know what a sound clearing is. Can you explain a sound clearing?
Sure. It would be for a space, a house, a room, anything where the energy might be stagnant. It's kind of like feng shui. It helps clear the energy and the space of anything that might have been left in there, negative energy, and I don't mean negative in necessarily a bad way, but just stagnant energy. So I've done that quite a bit.
Oh, okay. And how long does the sound clearing usually take?
About an hour.
Oh.
About an hour,
Yeah,
depending on what, it's hard to tell, depending on what's been in the space, depending on what's going on there, what needs to be synthesized. It really is a very individual thing. Even houses for sale, I've done that too, so it helps move the energy so the house can sell a little bit faster.
Really?
Yeah.
You have like real estate agents?
Yeah. It's a really useful tool.
And how about for businesses? Have you gone into businesses?
Yes, absolutely. It's a wonderful thing. It just makes everybody happier and more vibrant and alive. So.
And offices?
You bet. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
That's really, really, really cool. Okay. So let me ask you a couple things I wanted to ask you. I noticed you had an MFA, so Master's in Fine Art.
Right.
Is your Master's have to do with music?
No, actually it doesn't. It's painting and
Okay.
ceramics. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've always been a singer, and I've sung since I was small and played the guitar. So it's always been, both of those have always been kind of woven together in my life.
Uh-huh. And do you meditate as well?
Absolutely. I go to the lake every morning and meditate.
Very, very good. So what led you into sound healing?
I think it was really through the desire. I've always been on the spiritual path, always done that, and I was kind of melding my ability to sing with who I was. So I really created this whole thing myself. There are other people who do it, obviously, they're wonderful. Everybody's a little different, but I do use my voice and I sing while I play the bowls. So it's this, well, you'll hear soon enough. You'll hear what it's all about.
Well, let's since we're on the topic, let's do it.
All right.
Just be careful of your
all right, I will.
cord there.
Thanks.
There you go. Oh, bravo.
Thank you.
That was a nice job. Now, this room, because we're in a studio, is got a design for sound. How does this, let's say, project outdoors or, you know, somebody's home?
Well, it's different in every single space because of the way that it's set up. You have curtains here and a rug, and so that absorbs the sound and the sound waves. But if you have a very live space, so hardwood floors, a lot of glass, and the shape of the room matters, then the sound and the sound waves go through you, just like waves in the ocean, and they bounce back and they go through. So that's that entrainment and that resonance that starts to happen with that kind of the wah, wah, wah sound of the bowl.
Mm-hmm. And what's the most number of people with bowls that you've been in the same room?
Oh, where I've done workshops?
Yeah.
Oh, many, 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 many.
40, 50, 100?
Oh, I'd say a couple hundred. Yeah.
That must be incredible.
It's fabulous.
Powerful.
Yeah, it really is.
And then each of the individual bowls in training with the other bowls.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Just like heartbeats. When we get close to each other, our heartbeats start in training, or when
brain
we step,
waves.
Brain waves.
Hormones.
Yeah. You know it all. It's true.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
And so you're teaching a class at the Infinity. What? How long is the class? Is it 2 hours, 3 hours?
I think it's an hour and a half.
Okay.
2 hours, something like
And
that.
what are you going to do in this class?
Well, I'm going to go through, first of all, have people very comfortable, and then I'll bring bigger bowls, and so we really feel grounded, and I'll kind of take them through the steps of it, of the sound healing while they're lying down. So they really go into this very deep state.
So this is kind of a version of the gong bath, but
Yes.
with crystal balls.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So very relaxed state, and then bringing everybody back out safely and comfortably, so it's not abrupt.
And the cost of this class?
I think it's $25. I should have looked that up.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a good deal. And so now let's switch gears a little bit and talk about your individual sessions that you do with people.
Sure.
How does that go about?
Well, I have a massage table where the client is, and then the bowls are all around the person. So it's a very different thing. I get information for that person, and the sounds are very unique and different for that person. I don't know what's going to occur during those kinds of sessions. So, and a group is very different than an individual.
Okay. And when you meet with a person individually, do they tell you what they want to work on?
Sometimes I'd almost rather not know, because I do pick up on that. So I don't need to know that.
And afterwards, and you're just doing this all vibrationally? You don't touch the clients like a massage therapist?
Absolutely. It's all intuitive-based sound. Right?
Okay. Now, you mentioned you do put one of the crystal bowls on the heart. Do you touch the person with any other of the bowls?
No, I also have a D-sharp bowl for adrenals that I do, and where the bowl is maybe this far from the person. And you
so
can
that would
feel
go on
it.
the back?
Yeah.
Now, one of our crew members recently had a baby. So I'm wondering, have you ever worked with pregnant women or women and shortly after birth?
Yes, it's a wonderful thing. And one of my desires, my deep desires, would be to sing someone into this world. I would love to do that.
Oh, for childbirth?
Yes, for childbirth.
Well, I know there's a lot of hypnosis CDs for childbirthing.
Right.
So why not do one for...
Right, it would be wonderful, because I've definitely worked on the other spectrum, death and dying. I've done a lot of work, do a lot of work with cancer patients. So I've done that many, many times for years and years.
Now, do you go to a hospice or people's
I
homes?
have done that. Cancer Wellness, Gilda's Club, retirement homes. Yeah, a lot of that
And what
work.
kind of feedback do you get from it?
It's very positive. It's interesting for the person, again, because it would be an individual experience. If somebody is ready to cross over, it's very gentle. But for cancer patients and people that I work for that need to move energy and perhaps need more red energy, you need a dissonance to help unblock energy, so to help it move through your body.
Okay.
So it's different for different uses for different people.
Is it possible you can do one of the subtle energy ones?
Sure.
With the bulb?
Absolutely, absolutely. I will do all of them if you'd like.
Sure.
Okay.
Super. Now, do you ever find yourself getting sensitive to unpleasant sounds? You know, like trucks and traffic and horns and
Yes, and actually I talk about that, about sounds that hurt and sounds that heal a lot in my workshops. Because I think that sound is an area that we don't think that is really affecting us, that absolutely is affecting us all the time because we're energetic beings.
Well, I would think that some of the music out there that the young kids listen to. Of course, our parents talked about rock and roll, you know, the devil's work.
Right.
But so, what are some of the sounds that hurt?
Well, let me ask you.
Yeah.
What sounds do you dislike?
Well, it's real simple: trucks and horns and
leaf
things
blowers, the lawn and leaf blowers.
Unless I'm working them. You know?
Yeah.
Love a chainsaw when I'm working it,
but when you have to hear it,
somebody else's could be a mile away, and I'm going. Urgh.
Right. So that's a great example, and I think about people who work jackhammers and that vibration going through their being, and the little bones in our ears that are constantly receiving that the vibrations.
And that vibration ripples through the rest of the body.
Absolutely.
Oh, another sounds I don't like is when you go to a movie theater and they have their previews, it's up like...
It's so loud.
Yeah.
Yes, you're so right.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of the sounds that you like?
People's voices, classical music. Nature sounds.
Yes. So the water
yeah,
sounds.
I listen to nature sounds probably at least 20 minutes a day while I meditate.
While you meditate.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you noticed that the music changes you and?
Oh, it definitely relaxes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I listen to Richard Rudis's gong bath while I meditate, because I know I'm in training to the music.
Right, absolutely.
And so I would love to try your CD.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I've been meditating over 30 years, so I'm always...
So you're always open to trying new meditative methods or ways to help you with
meditation increases creativity.
Yes.
And creativity increases the meditative experience.
Yes.
So that it's
absolutely
symbiotic.
Yeah, I just did a workshop very recently, and we used artwork. So the beginning was all the bowls, and then we created our muse, our symbols that came from that meditative time. So it's a very powerful method.
Where was this workshop at?
It was in Evanston.
Okay.
At the Evanston Women's Club.
Local.
Local.
Any males come to the Evanston Women's Club?
You know, not really. And most of the time,
I don't even know if it's open to.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. But most of the time, mostly women come to my workshops. It's not exclusive. It's just that's how it seems to be.
Yeah.
So.
Now, what about children? Have you worked in any schools or anything?
Yes, I've done a lot of that, and I've done a lot of special needs children to help them focus using the sound of the bowls. Very effective for focusing.
And do you let the children ever use your bowls?
No. Actually,
at $400, I couldn't.
No,
see.
actually, I don't really let anybody touch my bowls. That's one of those things. I mean, 400 is on the low end of the bowls. They can go a lot more than that, but that's on the low end. But
and that's just for one bowl?
Oh yeah, that's just for one. And I have over an octave of bowls, all different sizes. I have a huge F-sharp thymus bowl, so that doesn't really leave the house because they're very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
These are the little ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so tell the audience more about the work you've done with children.
Well, I have worked with a lot of special needs children, different ages too, and with art as well. And I find that it's something, especially with their cutting back art and music in schools, this is a really good avenue for creativity, like you were saying. It's just a wonderful, wonderful way to get everybody more creative, and the moms love it because their kids are happy and they're creating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good thing.
Good. And so, what are some of the benefits of sound? How what are the long-term benefits of sound therapy?
That's a great thing. I think the overall wellness of them is individual, but what's been documented are things like circulation, increased circulation. Mm-hmm. Lowering of blood pressure is very well documented. Pulse rate, brainwave activity. There are just so many different benefits, and it's a highly individual thing too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I would think it would be beneficial to de-stress.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Some of the symptoms of stress could be muscle tension, headaches,
right.
Increase of blood pressure,
right.
increase of heart rate, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you listen to the bowl, you're
right.
de-stressing.
You're de-stressing.
You have to get rid of that stress the body's holding on just using the vibration of the sound.
And it is very effective. I would say of all of the things that I see when I'm working with people, they don't know time is going by. Mm-hmm. People who have trouble meditating are able to meditate using the bowls because it really brings you down into that state in this lovely kind of way, safe environment. And I would say that, we were always talking about the stress hormones. It definitely helps get rid of the stress hormones, and increases endorphin activity.
Right, the feel-good molecules.
Yeah.
And this workshop you're having at Infinity, can children come to it?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, they just have to be able to lie there. And, I've had a lot of kids come and they really do enjoy it. And it also has to do with the other participants, but kids who know how to meditate, it's a valuable thing for them to do. So yeah, I encourage it.
Good. And I think it would be great for the family,
Yes, it would be.
Because it creates a healthy entrainment
yeah.
between the parents and the children.
Yeah, really, really true. It's a good bonding thing for families.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so do you actually train people on how to use these bowls?
I've been asked that so many times. I really have. And at this moment, I have to say no, because it's an intuitive form. And I could teach somebody how to play the bowl, but I can't teach somebody how to be more intuitive. There are things that you can do to become more intuitive, but that...
Well, like listening to the bowls.
Exactly, like listening to the bowls, being open to all those things that are not...
Well, where did you get your training from?
Well, I trained with a sound healer, Tom Kenyon. He's on the West Coast. He's wonderful. But then I really got it right away. It was one of those things that just, I realized that they were my instruments. As soon as I heard the bowl, it just all clicked in. And a beautiful thing, a beautiful relationship we have.
Have you ever noticed any negative or harmful effects from the crystals?
No, I will say though, I have had some interesting things happen in workshops, moving through me, through the bowls, and that have to do with one woman who had hives, and she got a lot of hives. I was playing two kind of dissonant tones on purpose, and she got hives the next day. I've also had somebody with an ovarian cyst burst in one of my workshops. So
yeah, and that could have just have been coincidence.
Could have been, absolutely.
Yeah, or sometimes it could be an ab reaction where I got to cut it, getting a signal to cut it.
Okay.
But for more information about Marian McNair, her workshop, the Infinity Foundation, or the Inner Quest talk show, stay tuned to the credits at the end. Until next time, we wish you good health, good spirits, and good fortune. Thank you, Marian.
Thank you.
For more information about this show, our guests, Infinity Foundation, or any of our other programs, please visit our website, infinityfoundation.org, or call us at 847-831-8828.